Well, yesterday was, we actually kind of got 2 days done at once, which was cool. Because I said that today we could make it basically kind of like a work day on that same topic. But I got to make sure you really get the topic, which was moving functions around. So there's several functions you're supposed to know. I'm going to tell you one. I want you to write down what you think it is. That is a V shape, but what's its name? Don't say it, write it. Y equals what? Kennedy, what did you say? It's the absolute value of x. Who had absolute value of x? Okay. Here's another one. Everybody, you don't have to draw the picture. You just have to give me the equation. What if it's curving like this? Y equals... Savannah, what do you think? Know this one or not? Okay. You got it? Yep. X squared is the one that does that. Welcome. Set it on the table up there. Okay, next one is this weird-looking ramp one. Y equals... Lily, do you remember this one? Okay. Got to work on these. There's only like 5 of them, and you got to know them. Square root. Okay. Then there's, what's one that I haven't done yet? Can you name any of them? Yes. Everybody just graph y equals x for me. I was able to look at a couple papers, and they were both right. It was looking like that. It's just a nice straight line. Okay. All right, so what if you get one that you don't know, and you're like, y equals x to the third, and you're like, I don't remember what that looks like. And then you can go x, y, and then you can make some points. Like, I could put in 0 and get, what's 0 to the third? Y equals 0. 0, 0. What if I put in 1? Well, 1 to the third is 1. What if I put in 2? 2 to the third is 8. And I get a whole bunch of points like that, and then I can just graph them. And once I see it, hopefully, 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 8. And then when you put in -1, you get -1, because -1 to the third is -1. And it looks like that. And if you make enough dots, you'll be like, oh yeah, it's the one that goes like that. That's x to the third. Okay. Then the next thing I taught you was domain and range. Here's a picture. Here's a V shape that's been moved up. Let's say it's at 0, 3. Then what's its domain? Hint, that's left and right. What's its range? That's down, up. Would you please figure out the domain and range of this? Liv, how far left does this one go? Yep, way that way, which is where negative infinity lives. In case you get these confused, maybe you don't know what these are. When you go way right, that's what positive infinity is, way over there. So negative infinity to positive infinity. Who had that one right? Raise your hand if you did. Okay, good. Okay, and how about the range? That's not left and right. It's down and then up. Carl, you can do this. What's the lowest it goes? No, look at it. You see it going towards infinity? Okay, and that's the y value, so you're right. The lowest it goes is 3. Does it touch 3? So bracket. And then what's the highest it goes?
Infinity.
Yep, infinity is up here, so yes. 3 to infinity. Okay, then the thing I introduced yesterday was, what if you move it? This has just been moved 3 to the what? If it feels like -3 is over here, so I think it moved left, Your instinct is correct, except that you can't trust what's on the inside. So it's actually right. Who was leaning towards right on that one? You were right. This one moves right 3. And how about this 8 here? That feels like, if it's going to be up and down, do you agree it seems like down 8? And you can trust that. It is down 8. You can trust what's on the outside, but you can't trust what's on the inside. Okay, the next little thing. There's so many little things. Which one's horizontal? Inside or outside? Horizontal is on the inside. High vo. Horizontal inside. And then what's the vo stand for again? Vertical on outside. Very good. So the stuff on the outside is a vertical move. And the last thing we can do to a parabola, see, this is a parabola because it's got a squared. I can move it to the right, I can move it down, and I can also throw a negative on the outside. Is that vertical or horizontal? Well, is it on the inside or the outside? It's on the outside of the function. The inside is only, let me show you just really clear. This is the only inside part of this. In there is the inside. So that negative is on the outside, so it's a vertical on the outside. If you were thinking vertical reflection, you were right. Okay. So if they, instead of like doing it that way, they do it backwards. They say, I want you to start with y equals x squared, and I want you to move it left 2 and up 7. Can you write me a new equation for that? Y equals what? Make it move left 2 and up 7. Kennedy, where do you think the 2 goes? On the inside or the outside? So I'm going to go x, and then do you feel like it should be plus 2 or minus 2? And that's counterintuitive in there, so it's actually plus 2. It's so easy to get those confused. Plus is the right answer. Left 2 is plus 2. But I get, negative 2 is on the left, so I get how that could be confusing, but it's always the opposite of what you're thinking there. And then how about the up 7? That goes out here. Should it be a plus 7 or a minus 7? Plus 7, yes. And one last thing, to make this actually be a parabola, see, it was squared. I better put a squared here. See how I wrote this? Because they told me that. Let's do another one like that. Let's say they start with absolute value, and then they want you to do this. I want you to go 3 to the right and down 7. Write me an equation for that. Amelia, put it in your backpack. Okay, Amelia, which way is 3 to the right? How do we do that? Okay. And then how about the down 7? Surreal.
Minus 7.
Yep. Perfect. See how that worked? I feel like this is pretty easy. Do you feel like this is pretty easy? Okay. Well, now there's 2 groups. There's people that really don't know what's going on, they're really lost. And there's most of you, which are just fine. And you're like, yeah, I got this. I'm ready to do my homework. Do you know that yesterday we started this big worksheet, and then today's job is just to finish it. And then whatever you don't finish, you take home as homework. I'm hoping during class you can just finish it. So everybody, please take it out. Take out the worksheet that we started yesterday. It is in yesterday's folder if you're looking for it. And I'm going to walk around and ask to see it. So have it up on your machine. And Hallie, would you read me we already did, I think, 1 and 2. Would you read me number 3? We'll see if we've already done that or not.
For number 3, there's like graphs.
Oh, okay. Let me see if I can. How about this? I will come to your computer to see it. What do they want me to do on the graphs? Thank you. Like they want me to just graph it?
Yeah.
So exactly what do they want me to graph? Absolute value of x plus 5?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you want me to graph that, then what I got to do is make an XY chart. I don't even start on the graph. I just start on points. Now, a pro tip for you. I would start with -5. Start with things that make the equation 0. So if I start with a -5, do you get how it worked really nice? Because it makes it equal 0 and y equals 0. Okay, then take things that are near -5. I mean, in the past, I've told you to just stick in -2 and -1 and 0 and 1 and 2. But when they get moved like this, you have to change what numbers you stick in. Make it close to 0. And then go, okay, -5 was good, so let's put in -4. Now, if I put in -4, it'll be -4 plus 5, which is 1. And then absolute value of that is 1. Amelia, what's another thing we could put in that's close to the other two? A little louder. Okay, we have -5 and -4. What's close to that? -3. Okay, so let's put in -3. So, -3 goes in right here. So, Amelia, what's -3 plus 5? And then we absolute value it, and you get 2 is correct. Very good. -3 comma 2. Ian, tell me another number that's in the same neighborhood as the other one. Okay, put in -2. -2 goes here. What's -2 plus 5? Absolute value. Very good. -2 comma 3. And if you graph enough points, you'll eventually go, oh, it's a V shape that's been moved left 5. That's what we've been practicing, right? Like it's been moved. So a V shape moved left 5. I knew it was kind of over here, but now I can get exact points. That spot right there is -5 comma 0. And then -4 1 is here, and -3 2 is there, and -2 3 is there. And then maybe I should get one over here, like -6. It just helps you to like see where the V goes. So now I'm going to stick in -6. Notice these are all near each other. If I put in -6, I get -1. Absolute value of that is 1. -6 comma 1, and look at that. It's climbing back up again, which makes sense. Okay, so if I gave you an equation that looked like this, what would be the smart thing to start with for your XY chart? 0, 1, and 2. No, that'd be dumb. What would be smart to start with? 7? That's going to make it be 14. That's a really big number. That's not smart. Say it. -7 would be smart to start with. And then you'll have 0. And then what's close to -7? Give me something else I could put in. -6, and then do it. What's -6 plus 7? And then absolute value of that? Yep, so -6, 1. All right, so then your job is to finish that worksheet. And I'm just going to cruise around, make sure that you are started on it and working on it. And then you have time where you can ask me questions. I am going to call kids up to like remind you, like, hey, you're missing 3 assignments or that kind of stuff, so that you have something else to work on when you finish this. So we don't want to, because I really hate wasting time. So, well, that's all I have for the video for today.